Hello and welcome, everyone. We're glad you could join us in Boston, Massachusetts for tonight's contest. You're watching CWHL Live, empowered by Hilberg and Burke. You'll see empowering young women and women all over. You'll notice the sparkle ball earrings all over tonight, sported by CWHL players. Make sure to check out Hilberg and Burke website to get yourself a pair. I'm Max Walpuff, joined alongside by John Clement. And John, we have a great game on tap between the Boston Blades and the Calgary Inferno. Let's take a look at the numbers brought to you by MNP. Boston as a team struggled to score goals a lot last season, but last weekend against Montreal, they got their scoring leg started.
Well, Max, you got to think about one player, and that's Michelle Ng. Michelle Ng came out. She had a strong start. She got to the front of the net. She was able to do exactly what she needed to do to bury the first goal of the Blades season.
And that goal translated into a couple of tightly contested games between Boston and Montreal. Les Canadiens winning both of those matchups. And the Inferno coming into tonight, they have yet to play a game in the CWHL season, but we can't overlook a former Boston Blade, Dakota Woodworth.
Dakota Woodworth coming back to play on Massachusetts ice for the first time, not wearing a jersey from the state of Massachusetts. It's going to be an interesting evening for her, especially knowing she's going to have family in the stands.
Well, the Boston Shamrocks and Boston University product played with the Blades last season, was one of their leading scorers. This year, she is with the Inferno. Tonight's contest with the Blades and the Inferno. The Blades coming in 0-2 on the season with both losses to Les Canadiens in Montreal. And a couple of interesting matchups there, with Montreal losing a lot of starting prowess to centralization, but the Blades losing a lot of prowess as well. But both teams able to make some tight contests.
But the thing you have to remember, though, is the Blades stepped up and played a completely different game than they played all year last season. They came out and they did not look like a team that could only win 2 games and tie in a third and go into overtime. This is a team that is competitive, they're ready to play the game, and they're coming up with an opportunity to win every game. If they can get the solid defending out of their goaltending, which they saw when Jetta Ratcliffe came in, they're going to have some solid attempts at victories this season, and hopefully they'll carry it through.
And with the Inferno, a lot of talk around their goaltending situation. They lost both Maschmeyer and one of their top goaltenders as well. They look to be turning to Delaney Bryan to bring back the goaltending prowess. They had a 3-headed monster, but it was really more of a question of who was starting each night.
I think the same question is going to be asked this year as you look at the 2 rookie replacements for Delaney Bryan, who's come in, and they both have strong goals against averages, strong save percentages. It's going to be another tooth and nail battle all season long for the Inferno.
And here in Boston, we're underway in a new rink. It is a brand new look for the Boston Blades this season. A lot of roster turnover and a lot of staff turnover as well. We're here in Lawrence Larson Rink in Winthrop, Massachusetts. We have a largely packed house here tonight. And this is shaping up to be a very good opening matchup.
It's an exciting time to be a Blades fan for sure. You see the fans still filing in as we get this one underway. The fans are about to meet their new Blades for the first time, and if they didn't get a chance to see it on the CWHL.com last week, they're in for an exciting season. And
a lot of those new Blades coming in with very good records of their own, including a few returning players, new captains losing Tara Watchorn to retirement, and she had a great career in her own right, but new captains with Megan Myers and Melissa Bizzari, 2 teammates at Boston College.
Oh, for sure. But it can't be overlooked also to have the #1 pick in the draft, Courtney Turner, suiting up for the first time on home ice. That's going to be an interesting watch. She played her college hockey here. It'll be interesting to see she played her college hockey at Union.
I was about to say, that is in New York.
Well, I'm from New York, so that's, it is what it is. But she played her college hockey. She had great seasons there at Union despite a losing program. So she's going to definitely be somebody to keep an eye on as we go forward.
And with Boston this season, that roster turnover, but one of the characters they are bringing back is Chelsea Goldberg. And Goldberg, a locker room leader as well as a roster leader. She is able to fire up the troops and is a very good personality to have in the room. One of those core players that has to stick around.
The veteran returning staff is going to bring a lot to this organization. They're going to have to come in and relax this team after losses. It's going to be growing pains, as you talked about, a lot of new staff, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can kind of mold this very young team into a perennial contender. because this team has a lot of promise, but they've got to activate it on the ice.
And one of those new members of the staff is Blades general manager Jessica Martino, played her college hockey down the road at Boston College, who we will have as an intermission guest at one point during the broadcast tonight. She was teammates with a lot of these Boston College players for the Blades, and it's been a little bit of an interesting dynamic between the shift of, hey, I'm your teammate, to, hey, I'm your boss.
Well, for sure, it's always an interesting dynamic when a player moves from the ice to the front office. However, Jessica's handled herself very well. She's put together a solid staff that she thinks has the makings of making this team competitive. She drafted well. Everything's going on the upturn for her, and hopefully she can put together a playoff-worthy season.
And here at Boston, we're just a few minutes from puck drop now on CWHL Live. We thank you for joining us. Be sure to share the link with your friends and family. We will be along for the ride all night long here from Lawrence Larson Rink, named after Mike Eruzione, one of Winthrop's proud own, the captain of the 1980 men's U.S. Olympic hockey team.
And of course, you know, a lot of pride coming out of this area. Plenty of exciting hockey history to be proud of. If you look around this arena, it's all over the walls. So there's a lot of proud history here, and they're hoping to create some more for the Boston Blades organization.
We will take a quick break, but when we come back, we will have player introductions and puck drop. You're watching CWHL Live and powered by Hilberg and Burke.
Toronto goal scored by number 25, Tessa Bonhomme.
Montreal, your reign is over. Blades of glory. Boston, you've won the Clarkson Cup.
Now Fortino across the blue line. She's got her head looking at the net. Oh, and she beats Labonte with that one. For Laura Fortino, that's her first goal in the CWHL.
First time in Calgary Inferno franchise history, they are Clarkson Cup champions. From loose puck, who scores? Trying to go the other way, Davis in front for Jessica Campbell, who scores.
And welcome back to CWHL Live, empowered by Hilberg and Burke. I'm Max Walpoff, joined alongside by John Clement. We're just about set to get underway with the Boston Blades home opener against the Calgary Inferno, the two-time Clarkson Cup champion Blades up against the one-time Clarkson Cup champion Calgary Inferno, winning 2 years ago and going to the finals last year and losing to Montreal.
Le Canadien looked exactly like they did last year, as we saw last weekend, so it'll be interesting to see how this season plays out for sure.
Player introductions are just about to get underway. You'll notice Winthrop Hockey sending out a few youth players as well to join the Blades for player introduction. We'll take you now to ice level, where player introductions by PA announcer Mark Calley.
As everything's about to kick off, the Blades are still saying goodbye to their younger counterparts on the ice and are getting ready to get engaged in this first game at home this season.
This should shake out to be a fun one tonight with Lauren Dom steady between the pipes. And in the pipes for Calgary, it is indeed Delaney Bryant.
Delaney Bryant has had a fantastic record coming into this one. She's going to be definitely the one to watch over there on the Calgary side. But plenty of intrigue coming into this, of course, with many, many players coming off a long stretch after that championship loss.
Yeah, this is a Calgary program that is proud. They make the playoffs on a consistent basis. The last few years, they've been hardcore contenders for that Clarkson Cup. 2 years ago, winning it, and a lot of those players still on this roster, but they'll still feel the sting from last year's defeat at the hands of Montreal.
You know they're going to come out hungry. They're going to come out strong. And, of course, Dakota Woodworth getting the start right there on right wing. As you can see, she is going to be looking to make an impact right here at home.
And Woodworth getting a sizable applause from the audience tonight. Fans, of course, knowing the Beverly, Massachusetts native, a Blade last year, 6 points in her season with the Blades, and is an assistant captain at Boston University in her senior season.
Of course, she's going to have to compete with Kate Leary, who's got 2 goals already on the season. And she is going to come up and try to play the same strong game she played up there when they took on Le Canadien de Montreal.
Both teams have gone into their huddles, and we're just about set to go. We're just waiting for the official word. The teams are ready, the puck is down, and we are underway in the home half of the 2017-18 season. Boston wins this faceoff, and on a dump in, Leary will flip it ahead. Battle ensues behind the net as 3 Inferno take it away from the Blades, and Woodworth gets her first chance with the puck. Her centering feed bounces off a stick, and Brown is able to push it ahead. This is Megan Greaves battling with it for Boston. Greaves, a 5'9" forward out of Cary, North Carolina. In the corner, it'll be handled instead by the Inferno, only momentarily, as Greaves and Leary will take it away. A diving shot attempt from Leary doesn't hit the cage.
One of the things to keep an eye on, especially in this new rink, is the faster boards that come into play with an older arena.
Yeah, this is definitely older than some of the other arenas you might be used to. As here's Ing with her first shift from Greaves, a powering shot that goes wide. First attempt toward the net, but it hits wide of Bryan. Up comes Calgary as Brittany Esposito has it taken away, and up come the Blades again with Ing. She'll throw it in, and Bryan will tee it up behind her cage for one of her teammates. Calgary, their first game of the season, as Kelly Murray pushes it up ahead. Ira Gavrilova, her second year with the Inferno, a multi-time Olympian with Team Russia. As 18:30 left to play, just getting underway here in the first period of a scoreless hockey game. Little scrum along the boards as one of the captains for Boston will flip it out of the zone, and it'll be taken by Taryn Baumgart, the first-round draft pick of the Calgary Inferno in the 2017 draft. This is Apperson taking it ahead, a shot from the point, and it's blocked before it hits Dom. Still held in as the Blades can't clear the zone just yet. Drew Burns playing with behind the net will look for an outlet, and it'll be cut off at the pass by Calgary.
Scrum in the corner down here on the near side boards.
Yeah, officials telling them to move it, and Calgary finally does, but it clears out of the zone over the stick of Megan Grenon. Grenon hits a teammate in the back, and this one will be taken away by Boston. Taylor Wassilk, who got the rookie skate alone treatment as they came out of the locker room, will send it forward. Able to find a helping stick in one of her teammates. Chelsea Goldberg back for Wassilk. They'll keep it along the boards, and Sato Kikuchi will hold at the point. Her shot gets taken away by Sophie Shirley. Shirley gets around Kikuchi, sent to the front. No shot could come from Laura Dustaller. Back up top, Dustaller wasn't looking for it. Now the shot goes well wide. This is Louise Warren, one of the top scorers in Boston University history. currently sitting in the 10th spot after a couple of active players like Victoria Bach and Maddie Elia took over her role in that slot last year. This will be held by Caitlin Gosling out of London, Ontario in her second year with Calgary. And now up for Warren again. Warren will send it on around. Boston setting up their middle of the ice defense, and they're able to get it to the blue line, but only as far as that. This is Brown. Brown along the boards, looking for some measure of space. Is only to get it to the blue line. Managing to hold it in onside is Brittany Fouracres. Boston still unable to clear the zone as Warren throws it to the middle and it'll head behind the net of Dom. Here's Avison. Avison outlet for nobody, and this will be icing unless it will be icing.
A little bit of miscommunication there by the Blades, but I think as you've seen here in the first 4 minutes of this one, a little more lack of communication coming on the Calgary side of the puck. It seems like their passes aren't crisp, they aren't connecting. That's one advantage the Blades have that playing last weekend that they need to exploit here early because it won't last very long.
You're right, they do have 2 games under their belt this season, which, as helpful as that might be for the first few weeks of the season, that advantage will not last. Here's Jordan Hampton out of Foxborough, Massachusetts. Setting it up, and the Blades are still unable to clear the zone. Here's Esposito with it for Calgary. Esposito spinning away from pressure. So find the stick of Baumgart, sent toward the net, and takes a wicked ricochet.
A header out in front.
As long as it doesn't get headed into the net, like Andrew Shaw did in the Stanley Cup final game. Here's Gavrilova once again. This will be kicked aside by Dom, her first test of the night. Turned over, and Hampton will push it to the boards, looking for Avison, who's able to poke it ahead, and the Blades will execute a change on the fly. Calgary now unable to get it past their own blue line. They're able to get it as far as center, but the Blades are offside. They cannot control. Looking for Apperson. Banks off her skate. No icing will be called. Sent back toward the net, and it bounces off the back of the cage. Even at full strength 5-on-5 as Greaves held up a little bit, but she's able to move past the defense. Here's Jackie Pieri. Turned over for Greaves. Greaves looking for a pass. She finds it. Finds it in Hall. Sends it back for Greaves. Now Bizzarri. After Leary behind the net in the office, banks it off the cage, and will be taken away by Calgary and thrown backward before Calgary reaches center. Here's Pieri with 2 Blades over her. Dusauer fresh off the bench. She'll send it toward the net. Kicked out by Dom.
Bad change there by Calgary. Couldn't keep the zone.
Gosling, her back pass, another miscommunication, as here's Caitlin Sperling, one of 2 Sperlings on this roster. For Myers in front, her slap shot didn't get through. Kennedy Brown back behind the net, looking for Caitlin Gosling. Burns can't get it away from her. Pass to the middle, blocked by Ing. Gosling to the point, sent on net and stopped before it could reach Dom. Drew Burns on the stop. Dusauer will bank it ahead as Calgary is trying to execute a back change. 13:40 to play. The Blades get a little bit of a free pass out of their zone. Myers has it poked away from her, but is still able to get it deep. We're even at full strength 5-on-5, just about 7 minutes gone by in the first home game of the season for the Boston Blades. Sent toward the net and wide by Kelly Murray. Murray went end to end on that play, and no Blade could touch her. Woodworth over tipped off the glove by Dom. Big shot from Rihanna Curio, and Baumgart plays this one below shoulder height. Now for Woodworth, who sends it in. Courtney Turner, the #1 overall pick in the 2017 draft, kicks it to the boards, and Boston is able to get it clear now. Back for Turner. Turner for Boston skates 1-on-2 into the corner as her teammates execute a change on behind, and it's taken away by Calgary. Now for Woodworth. Woodworth looking for a pass. She'll hold up at red and try the dump in. It doesn't work. Turner on the block. 12:33 to play here in this first period. Sent up, and it'll head on net, no icing, as Bryan now having to stop it, and a collision in front and a bit of a shove from Wasilk. Things getting testy early.
A little bit. That looked a little more of a cross-check than a shove, but we'll see. That's the referee's discretion, and
It might be.
does look like she's coming to the scoring box.
Yep, Wasilk is being escorted into the penalty box. It is indeed a cross-check, and Calgary's going to head to the power play. That's the price you pay when you try to stick up for a teammate. Sometimes you go a little over the line, and Wasilk will sit for 2 minutes.
The good thing for the Blades, though, is last weekend they went 5 for 7 on the penalty kill.
Now Gosling, Calgary will set up their power play. They takes it out of the zone, though. Big defense from Kate Leary as she spins it around and is able to kill off just a few extra seconds. It's Wasilk for cross-checking, as kicked out by Dom on a big from 4 acres. Sent out of the zone again, and the Blades will execute a change of about half the penalty-killing roster.
The Blades penalty kill is just so smart. They're getting that puck all the way down every time, not trying to do too much with it.
Now Greaves 1 on 3. She's stapled by 2 before Gosling takes it out. That's one of the things head coach Casey Brugman preaches in practice, is that you have to stop the penalties, but if you do get a penalty, take the kill and take it all the way 200 feet before you do anything with it. The Blades get another clearance and will hold it into the zone. Now a back pass for Burns as we dip under 60 seconds to go in the minor penalty. Kick him, back for Burns. Burns will find some space and get it away from Pieri, and Ing will fly in after it as Brian pushes it behind her. Pieri will find Murray, and Murray, enough time for a cup of coffee back there. Inferno looking to set up the remnants of this power play. 2 sparklers by Dom in the corner. The rebound went straight to an Inferno stick, but she had her glove set. Another bid toward the net blocked before it could reach Dom. Pass toward the net for Pieri. Heads wide of Warren. Warren up top from Murray. Sliding block prevents the shot, sent on net and saved on the bid from Curio. Under 10 seconds left in the penalty. As you hear the stick taps from Delane Bryan, this one will be stopped by Dom, and we're back at even at full strength. It'll be a defensive zone faceoff.
Halfway through the first period of play, you got to look at this as a great opportunity for the Blades that they're kind of letting go by here, as Calgary's looking to get their feet under them, and they just can't seem to connect those singular passes to get in there.
Another face-off win for the Inferno. They'll hold it in the zone as we're about halfway through this first period. It's Kelty Apperson, the 5'9" forward from New Hamburg, Ontario, for 4 acres. Now Gosling to the middle and nobody home. Sent around and a bit of a shoving match will ensue. Kikuchi joined by Ing. They'll do battle with Gardner, and now a third Inferno will join the fray, and the Inferno take the puck. 4 acres sent toward the net and wide. Out for the block was Caitlin Sperling. Now Sperling once again. This bid is taken away, but it's sent up ahead. Here comes Megan Myers on her backhand to the front. Bryan with a poke check gets it away from trouble. Now Shirley over the blue line, poke checked, and another shove to the ground. Brown taken away from her for Shirley in front. Blockered away by Dom. Sent toward the net and nothing doing on that pass. Here's a breakaway for Brown. Brown's got speed, but Murray gets back to stop her. Great back check by Kelly Murray out of Medicine Hat, Alberta. Baumgart now for the Inferno. Pass over the stick of Esposito and into the corner for Burns. Inferno have executed a change in their forecheck. All 5 players below the blue line able to disrupt this breakout for the Blades. Taken away by Leary. Bounced off the boards to Turner eventually. Turner over the blue line onside as Calgary with plenty of numbers back. Now for Deustaller. She'll send it along the side, and Calgary will do the same. Over to the front of the net. Boston still trying to clear out this crease for Lauren Dahm. It's been a quiet first period thus far. Only a few sparklers needed. Looking for Fouracres now at the top of the point. Now coming for Gosling, a shot wide of the net. Turner will take it. Behind the net, she'll find Burns. Burns looking for the outlet. She finds Wassouk, and on the interchange with Goldberg. Fouracres switches field and will come for Gosling. Gosling will lead the attack up ice. It's 2-on-3 as Kickham gets back. Now Wassouk will leave it for Kickham, who will get around one defender and move it into the offensive zone all on her own. Kickham winds and fires, and it's sticked aside by Bryan. Held in by Avison. Stathopoulos going to the corner, but Gosling able to hold her off. Stathopoulos sends it back in only momentarily as here comes the attack for the Inferno. Raging through and came close to a trip, but referee had a great view of it, opted not for the call. Back in front for the Inferno as they're heading straight for the net, and Curio is taken off the puck before she has a chance for the shot. Now for Kickham as she sends it along the boards, and Bryan will tee it up for her defense. Avison in ahead of the play. Gavrilova has it explode off of her blade before Ing can grab it. Ing back for Jordan Hampton. Along the boards, Esposito takes it, but not before Laura Sperling has something to say about that, pushing the Inferno deeper into their zone. Delaney Bryan barking orders as a bit of a do-si-do turn from Taryn Baumgart. Quinnipiac stands out, send it for Laura Sperling. Held in by Hampton, and we taken ahead by Shirley. Banks off the Kate of Caitlin Sperling, and carrying it in offside is Shirley.
Don't forget, you can connect with the CWHL and other fans by following at the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Tweet us at the CWHL, and we'll get to some Twitter shoutouts later in the broadcast.
Another face-off win for the Inferno as Leary battling with Deustaller below the boards. One of the problems with this perch above the Lawrence Larson rink is that it is tough to get that camera angle right on the benches. Mazzari all over Kennedy Brown, able to disrupt the attack. Now for Pieri. Bit of a collision sends Hall to the ice, but she gets right back up. Now for Greaves. Greaves will take it herself, seeing no open pass. Greaves dispossessed for Warren. Warren will loop it around in Calgary, burns up the ice. Calgary through one, but not around Hall. Off the boards and out of play. Quite the start here for this first period. Not a whole lot of offense either way. A big battle of the defenses here in this first 20.
For sure, and you can't say enough good things about the way the Blades have played so far. Even taking the penalty, they still managed to play that penalty kill very well and strong.
Turner wins his faceoff in the defensive zone. It'll be sent on around before Fouracres cuts it off. Now Warren has her bid cut off along the side as well for Turner. Turner will find an open Goldberg on the right side, sends it up, and they're onside. Sent toward the net, and Bryan didn't have to touch it before it went to the boards. Now for Kickham center point, shot toward the net, kicked aside by Gosling. Gosling past the outstretched stick of Kickham as Warren is tied up. Now Fouracres. Fouracres spent her years at McGill, and in one of those years won the U Sports Championship with scoring the overtime winner. Not often do you see a defenseman scoring the overtime winner, but when it happens, I guess it's from a very good player. About 4 minutes to go here in this first period. This one's sent up ice, and it will hit Bryan, so no icing. The Blades get a chance to change. Up ice and onside are the Inferno. Gardner, and now they're offside. Apperson back for Baumgart, who will find the open ice ahead, and Jordan Hampton goes to the boards with Apperson. Hampton takes it away, but Apperson's still all over her. In other words, Calgary has to retreat, and the Blades get a chance to set up their defense. Avison all over on this one, halting the entrance. Hampton will turn it over, but the Inferno are offside. Now they're back on. Sparkler of a shot and a save from Dom. Here's Grenon. A little bit of open ice ahead. The shot from Kelly Murray is blockered aside.
Just a badly timed change there. 5 Inferno wide open.
Backhand pass for Ing from Myers. Now on the opposite side, Myers will find an open receiver, and it's stopped. Now back in front, Sperling looking for it again, but this one is poked out of the zone by Sophie Shirley before the Blades get a chance to reset. Sperling manages to get it ahead of Myers. Myers sends it in, and Bryan has to tee it up. She opts to let her defense take it. We've played 17 and a half minutes here, still no score from Lawrence Larson Rink in Winthrop, Massachusetts, between the Boston Blades and the Calgary Inferno. Burns controls. She gets burned on a pass, and the Inferno will take control. Momentarily, as here's Caitlin Sperling to backhand it out of the zone. Now for Pieri for the Inferno. Jackie Pieri out of Montclair, New Jersey with the shot, and it's gloved down by Lauren Dom.
Dom has been special. She has come in and really stepped up, been able to make the plays. Some of the saves she wished she could have had back last week, but she's definitely showing up tonight.
It'll be Crom up against Bizzari. Bizzari and her teammates will take this one. Now for Greaves. Open pass up ahead, banks off of a stick, and will head to the boards. Here's Crom with it now. Crom back for Fouracres and over for Gosselin. This top unit, this top defensive pair for the Calgary Inferno getting tasked with a lot of minutes here in this first 20 minutes. Sent on net and tipped wide. Now for Crom, she'll just send it toward the net, and Dom will put a stop to this nonsense. Dom, a proud product of the Clarkson Golden Knights, who won the NCAA championship last season for their proud program. The Clarkson Golden Knights are looking really good again in the NCAA.
It's always great to see a strong program continue on and play up to the level it believes it can play at year in and year out.
Now Woodworth a chance, and backhand attempt to glove it from Dom. Another shot, and it gets blocked away. Dom was a bit out of position for the second bid. Nothing doing. This pass is blocked by Kikuchi before it could reach its intended target. Leary just gets it out of the zone, and Greaves will take it. Greaves one-on-one with Baumgart. Between her legs, a shot saved and sent to the boards goes Greaves. She'll pick herself up, and now Leary with it. Leary looking for someone who's open. As we dipped under 60 seconds to go. Woodworth. Woodworth in her fiery red hair, a trademark of her at Boston University and everywhere she's played, really. Sends it in, and the Calgary Inferno get a chance to change. Through the skates of Kikuchi, Shirley harasses her backward, and the Inferno keep up the pressure. You might even say they're turning up the heat. I know that was bad. Anyway, under 30 seconds now in this first period. Pieri sends it on net and blocked by the sliding bit of Turner. Turner with control, but 2 Inferno converge on her. Back up for Jernan. Sent on net by Pieri, and it trickles all the way to Dom, and her defense is able to clean up the garbage. Back for Pieri, a chance on net, again stopped by her defense. Turner will send it out of the zone, and there will be no time for icing as we head to this first intermission, tied at 0.
An interesting first period of play. The Blades came out with an opportunity to jump on top and weren't able to take advantage. The Inferno, of course, getting their shots, and they're going to continue to get them as time rolls on.
And the Inferno rolling out a lot of that top defensive pair, but we will have to step aside. We will have an intermission update with you when we get a chance. You're listening to the CWHL live and powered by Hilberg and Burke.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide and Keenan cleared it but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! To the Boston Roar! Up the center and coming in as Lou. Newendijk centered it. And that scores! Manny McDonald! 5-10 left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. His center penalty coming out. Look at Lemieux! Oh my heavens! What a goal! What a move! Lemieux! Oh baby!
Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for spell. Here's another shot. Right by the score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
And the crowd goes wild.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
When I was 7, I wore these gloves. They held this stick. Well, these skates carried me over the blue line. We won the championship, and now it's all yours. Cool. Oh, and this mouth guard. I'll get my own. Thanks.
The 5th season is when spirit for the game gets passed down. That's why we're proud to support over 5,000 teams.
I'm here with Dakota Woodworth of the Calgary Inferno. Dakota, obviously a strong first period for the Inferno. How's it feel to be back on Boston ice?
It's pretty funny, yeah, it's good. It's definitely interesting. I mean, leaving and then coming back, my first weekend is against my old team, but it's been great coming back, seeing Boston and stuff. I got friends and family in the stands, which is always nice, so it's been good.
Well, of course, besides playing for the Blades last year, you spent your entire hockey career here in the state of Massachusetts. What's it like to play in a different color jersey this time?
It's pretty funny, actually. I started out as a Flame. I started out as the Minutemen Flame, so it's kind of coming full circle for me a little bit, but obviously super different, moving really far away. I grew up outside of Boston, went to college at BU, so it was definitely a huge change, but it's been super exciting. I'm really excited to be part of the Inferno program, so it's been a good start for sure.
Now the Inferno coming off a championship round defeat, obviously looking to improve. What do you bring to that team that's going to make their chances a lot better this season?
I think, well, it's easy to tell just being in the locker room. We have a really special group of people this year already. It's really different. We have a huge group of like rookies and stuff, so there are not too many returners, but I think mostly my, I guess speed would be my number one thing, I think. And just good experience. I mean, playing in the league and playing against all really hard teams last year. Obviously, Boston struggled a little bit, so getting used to playing that tempo and stuff and bringing that kind of urgency to every game is definitely going to be a big help.
Well, thank you so much, Dakota, and everybody here obviously giving you a big round of applause before the game. So we thank you so much and good luck in the second period.
Thank you very much.
Back to you upstairs.
Are you even listening? I'm afraid of wasting this daylight. I'm already growing into the unknown. Here we are supposing it's alright. Maybe right here, maybe right now. I can be anything. I think I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to be. I think I'm ready to show that I'm no ordinary. I think I'm ready to know. Don't need the world to believe. Right now I'm ready to show that I'm no ordinary. You can keep your reasons. We're the real dreamers and we can figure it all out. We can figure it all out for ourselves. I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up staring at a sunrise that I don't believe in. I think I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to be. I think I'm ready to show that I'm no ordinary.
Here with Talia Martucci. Talia, tell us, what's it like to be here at a Blades game?
It's amazing because we're here and this is our home rink to have professional players here. It's amazing.
Talia, so you play hockey then?
Yes.
What positions do you play?
I play goalie for girls and player for boys.
Girls and boys hockey.
Yes.
What's that like?
It's different because they're both different, but it's great. And it's really fun.
Well, that's great. Now, who's your favorite player on the Blades?
Well, I really like Brown.
Yeah? You want to be a goalie like her when you get older?
Yeah.
You want to play for the Blades when you get older?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Talia, for stopping by. Don't go anywhere after the break. We'll be back with Blades General Manager Jessica Martino right here on the CWHL.com.
When I was 7, I wore these gloves. They held this stick. Well, these skates carried me over the blue line. We won the championship, and now it's all yours. Cool. Oh, and this mouth guard. I'll get my own. Thanks.
The fifth season is when spirit for the game gets passed down. That's why we're proud to support over 5,000 teams.
I'm here with Boston Blades General Manager Jessica Martino. Jessica, welcome to the Boston area.
Thanks for having me.
We really appreciate you stopping by and taking time out of what I'm sure is an undoubtedly busy schedule. What's it like taking over this team who had such problems last year, and now you've really molded them into a competitive team?
Sure. I think it's been a quick turnaround on our end, but we're working to get the team going for the season, and I think Montreal was a tough contest, but we're looking to be a competitive team this year.
Obviously coming in very shortly before the CWHL draft, everything kind of just wound up right on your plate really quickly. What was that like?
Sure. I think stressful, but definitely exciting. I'm definitely very excited to be with the Boston Blades and a part of the CWHL. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and we're trying to put everything together on our end administratively and give the players and the coaching staff the resources to be successful this year.
Hey, and now what can fans expect coming out to this new home rink for them?
Sure, we're looking to make it the ultimate fan experience. Good music, good time, good hockey, hoping to be a competitive team. making it to the place to be on a Saturday night in Winthrop.
Opening up the season, obviously, you had the Winthrop girls out there standing right alongside their professional counterparts. How big was it for you to come in and make an impact with this community?
Sure. So I actually grew up in Winthrop, Massachusetts, and when I was growing up, there wasn't even the girls program was just starting. So I played with the boys growing up. So bringing out a professional team for the girls to see and have them be role models has definitely been such a great experience for myself. I know all the younger girls definitely look up to them, and it's part of what makes the experience awesome on my end.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. I can't thank you enough for stopping by and taking time out to speak with us. We'll be right back here on the CWHL.com.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
From loose puck, who scores? And trying to go the other way, Davis in front for Jessica Campbell, who scores.
And welcome back to CWHL Live, presented by Hilberg and Burke. Welcome back for the second period, where it is 0-0 between the Boston Blades and the Calgary Inferno. Last bit of the Zamboni cleaning up the remnants of this ice, and what a first period it was. A really good defensive battle between Boston and Calgary.
You know, you heard a lot of talk before the game about the way the rink was going to change the way the Blades style of game was played, and the speed and the quickness and the fast boards. And, you know, you see things like that in the old Detroit Joe Louis Arena, but it's a little different to see it here when the women shoot the puck down and it bounces about all the way back to the blue line.
And those wicked ricochets, I'm trying to get that down. It's a tongue twister, okay? It's a great vocal warm-up, but those wicked ricochets bounce back at you, and suddenly the play is restarted. It doesn't just die along the boards. You got to be ready for those, and in an older rink like this, those boards are a little more spongy.
Definitely a little more spongy. The interesting thing, though, too, was the inability to communicate and keep things leveled in one area of the ice. It really was a 200 game for both teams, and if that continues, we're going to see some tired women down there on the third period.
Yeah, and those tired legs. By the third period, it might be entertaining to see some of these breakaways. We did get one breakaway chance, but as far as the offense goes, that was about all. Not a whole lot either way. Really good, even matchup. What do these teams have to do to break through?
You definitely have to get some more shots on net. Calgary is shooting from the point, which generally is a good idea. However, with the amount of people getting in front of the net, that's not going to work out too well. Boston is looking for the perfect shot, and when you keep looking for the perfect shot, you're always going to miss it.
And that, you keep searching for something and it's not there. It was inside you all along. I know. Cliches, jokes aside, it is still 0-0 as we're heading into the last remnants of the first intermission. Second period coming up. The officials are now taking the ice, and we'll take you back to ice level momentarily. But here with the CWHL, it is still the same game as we always had, but still second period of action. Teams will switch ends. Now period of a long change. Will those tired legs come into play now?
I don't know that they're that tired yet. I figured Calgary's played no games thus far. This is their first game. They've got fresh energy. They are ready to go. For Boston, they expended a lot of energy last weekend, but they sure look hungry in the first period. We'll have to see what comes up here in the second 20 minutes.
The teams are just about ready. The horn will sound, and we'll take you to ice level, where we're just about set for puck drop in the second period.
Max, before we get started here in the second period of play, you see the Blades getting set up out there. Dawn back there in the crease, getting into her normal position. She certainly had to be sharp in the first. Can she keep that up through 2 more periods of play?
And she's going to have to if they want to get past the potent offense of the Calgary Inferno. Calgary is one to score goals in bunches against these Blades. And right now the defense has held firm for the first half, but still the only power play of the game went the way of the Inferno. Not a whole lot doing as the Blades came away with the kill. Now that the music has restarted, we seem to be ready to resume play.
It's interesting. There's a reason Bazzari wears that C on her chest. She is pumping her teammates up.
There are a couple of kinds of leaders. There are strategic leaders and vocal leaders, and it seems like Bazzari is a bit of a blend of both. Tie up in the center, we're back underway as O'Leary takes it away for Boston, sent on net for Bryan, and she will cover the fresh ice, carrying that puck all the way into the blue paint.
As we're talking about speedy pucks.
We're just underway here in the second. No score between Boston and Calgary. Calgary still playing their first game of this 2017-18 season, looking to get back on track after losing in the Clarkson Cup finals last year to Montreal. This one is sent in by Calgary, but it's taken away by Hampton. Greaves back for Hampton, but her stick got tied up. And it'll find the stick of another Boston Blade, Christina Brown. For Hampton. Hampton out of Foxborough, 2 years at Northeastern and 3 years at North Dakota. She won a silver medal at the World Juniors. One of the proud members of the North Dakota Fighting Hawks program. Now for Bazzari, sent toward the net, and Greaves couldn't tap it home. Burns at the hash mark, sent on net off the side of the net. Greaves will take it behind. Blades able to get a quick change to get Ing out there, but the Inferno will come away with it. To the middle, sent aside, and Burns sent it right in on Dom. Dom was able to stick it away. Shirley set up at the back post, but the puck never got to her. This one's blocked by Hall before it could go through from Murray. Back the other way comes Esposito. Back behind her, she'll just send it in, and she'll head off for a change. Aaron Hall out of Pembroke, Massachusetts. Up to the hash marks, and she'll get it back behind the net. Hall for Burns. Aggressive forecheck applied by Calgary, comes away with the puck. But it banks off of Crom, and they'll head back to the corner. Back for Apperson. Now Myers She's cut off, but Myers is able to get it out of the zone, looking for Leary. Leary will instead go for a change as Baumgart is able to repossess for Calgary. Knocked out of there by Ing. She'll send it in, head off for a change herself as Bryan tees it up and will resume play with her teammates. Just past 2 minutes in the second period as Myers holds it in along the wall. Getting up close and personal with some CWHL fans filling in here at Lawrence Larson Rink. Now for Turner. Turner back pass for Sperling. Sperling spinning away from Gardner. Her pass went straight to an enemy stick and will be cleared out of the zone. Period of the long change coming into effect as only Gardner was able to come off for Calgary. Back in front, and it's offside against Boston.
Don't forget to get social with the CWHL. Follow this at the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and join the discussion.
Be sure to follow at Boston CWHL as well and get involved with the Boston Blades tonight as Turner losing this faceoff for Shirley, but Goldberg is able to poke it ahead into the offensive zone. The Blades unable to set up. Now it's a 2-on-1 if the Inferno hurry. This one's shot in Hampton with the block, and then it reaches Dom. In the net it goes! Calgary and Shirley, you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Thank you. It's 1-0 Calgary. Bit of a broken play as the puck was just sent in, and a wacky deflection off a couple of bodies. It ends up going in. Either way, it's 1-0.
Well, we saw it last week against Montreal, and we're seeing it again. It's going to have to be answered back real quick and have a strong shift.
And here's a face-off win for Boston. Those first 3 shifts after a goal is scored definitely does play a part in where the momentum heads after a goal. And right now, a shot through the blue paint by Calgary. This is indicating like Calgary has a bit of a pep in their step. Thank you to PA announcer Mark Cowley, as it is a goal from Shirley with assists from Gavrilova and Pieri. This one's held in for Boston. Back along the boards, and this one will be popped out of the zone. And here's Gavrilova again. The Russian national loses the puck for Boston. Over across the line comes Kickham, a shot. Kicked aside by Bryan. Brittany Esposito will hold and move it over the line as Calgary resets on offense. Back for Gavrilova. She's taken out at the back. The puck goes all the way through. Dom couldn't see it, but it fired wide. Glossok lost track of that puck, but it's now in the skates of a teammate, and this will bank off of an Inferno defender on toward Bryan, and the Blades are able to get a change. Woodworth spinning away from pressure. Waits for her teammates to execute the change. And finally, all 5 players are ready. Sent toward the net and backhand in. Dom able to put it away. Now Murray. Murray looking for a pass. Can't find any, so she'll skate it ahead herself. Murray sends on net and glove down by Dom. She will control the rebound, and we will stop.
That was a big one for Dom. Had to get that save after giving up the weird bounce goal. However, the question is, how do the Blades come back now after really not being able to gain the momentum back from the Inferno?
It'll take just about anything to get it back, whether it be a chance on net or a power play, as right now Boston gets a chance off the faceoff to clear it out of the zone first. They are unable to do so. Now for Sperling. Megan Sperling tied up along the boards. Calgary will take it back. Puck looking for Murray. She has to step up into it as Greaves was on it. Now for Leary. Leary off the boards and around for Bazzari, who's held up a little bit, but it'll be icing on Boston. Unable to change are the Blades.
Max, as we see quite a bit of scrums going on in this game, are you a little bit surprised at the way this one has played out? A little more physical than I think I know I predicted coming into it.
Not really. I don't know if that's a good answer, but there's still physical play in women's hockey. Body checking is not allowed, but body contact is. What that line is? Well, that's a great question. Thank you for asking. This one explodes off the stick of Greaves and into the offensive zone for Boston, but Caitlin Gosling is able to get to it first. She'll find Gardner, who finds a lot of sticks and skates, before Leary is able to take it away. Leary looking for the pass to Myers. Kickham was calling for it. That was Kikuchi. Now Sperling. Sperling off the boards, away from Ing. Gosling, the Inferno are onside, as wiping out is Gosling with Sperling, and this is going to be another Boston Blades penalty.
Interference is the call.
Caitlin Sperling tying up with Caitlin Gosling, and the Boston will head to their second penalty kill of the night, killing off earlier the Wassil cross-checking minor. Its Blades are 1 for 1 on the kill thus far tonight.
6 for 8 on the season. That's definitely a highlight of their special teams.
4 Acres will head to center point to set up the attack. This one is sent on net and blocked before it is sent clear down the length of the ice, and the Blades get their first clearance. A 200-foot penalty kill for the Boston Blades. The 1-1-2 defense to set it up. The Inferno break it and they're over the line. Gavrilova, a wicked shot, and it's sent to the boards. Another shot defended well by the Boston defense before Jordan Hampton gets it off the boards and just out. Gosling. Now taken away by Myers, and Myers looked to have open ice, but a big chance from 4 Acres cuts it off. Myers on net, and it'll cause a stoppage. 1:17 left in the penalty. Big chance there for Myers, but a great job defending it by 4 Acres to just swirl it around and really cut down Myers' speed. If she gets open ice, even if it is blue line to goal crease, she's got a chance. Kick him toward the net, and that goes wide. Woodworth will reset the attack for Calgary. Through center comes Murray. Murray over all the lines. She's on side with the Inferno setting up. Now for Curio. Back from Murray. Low comes in, and a shot from Woodworth goes nowhere. Murray again for Perry. Sent on net, and this one is blocked before it can reach, but it's kept in the zone. On toward Dom, and she will cover to put a stop to this.
Definitely interesting to watch the way this penalty kill operates. They are full thrust, throwing their body at pucks and getting in front of everything they possibly can, trying to keep it from their netminder.
This puck is won forward by Boston, and it's getting out of the zone. Gosling will have to retreat, and the Calgary Calgary power play still in danger of going 0 for 2, despite the fact they already have a goal this period from Sophie Shirley. Here's Shirley now, wrestling with Hampton behind the cage. Hampton doing battle with 3 Calgary players as it's come up for Gosling. Gosling with under 20 seconds to play in the penalty for Esposito. On net, and it goes wide. Kickham will staple a player to the boards, and under 5 seconds remaining in this penalty, as Sperling will exit the box and rejoin her teammates. It's in the midst of Leary's equipment. We're back at even at full strength, 5-on-5. To the center goes Gavrilova, a chance at a pass, and Shirley not there. Bizzari along the ice, taking it away from Shirley. Gavrilova will work with her. Poked out to the front, and Hampton sends it in a couple of skates. Gavrilova will take it again. A thank you very much shot goes off the shin pads of Hampton, and back the other way with Leary. Leary gains the red line, looking to just dump it in, unable to do so. Calgary pushing. And now Leary again. Leary over the blue line. She'll come in with Greaves as Boston's able to change off the rest of the penalty killers now. 11:34 to go. If you missed it, Sophie Shirley with the goal for Calgary. In comes Kennedy Brown. Brown along the wall. Have it taken away by Bizzari. Only as far as the blue line before it banks off of Bizzari's pads again and out towards center. Over comes Perry, and back, and Goldberg looking for the pass. She'll find it, but it goes ahead of her. She'll be able to cut off the icing as the Blades unable to set up an offensive attack. Held in by Harris. Here's Wasso. Out front, nobody home, and that will be taken away by Louise Warren. Now for Harris, it banks up into the Calgary bench, and we will have a stoppage.
Well, we have that stoppage. I did just want to mention that Kunlun has their first goal of the season. Wu scoring that. 3:14 remaining in the first period. They were able to put one on the board and have a 1-0 lead against Markham.
And that's the only other game of CWHL action going on in Markham, Ontario. You can also find that on the CWHL Watch website, but why would you do that? We're right here. 10:33 to play. It's 1-0 Calgary. Sent in for Gardner. Gardner with some space fires it through the legs of Burns, but wide of the net. Sent back in, Gardner looking for the pass, and another chance on net, and a stop on 4 acres by Dom.
Take nothing away from Dom tonight. She has been fantastic and needs to continue to be so if she's going to keep her Blades in this one.
Something Boston has done a very good job of the last few years. They have had great goaltending in their own right. Calgary controlling a lot of possession time here in the second period, as evidenced by the amount of times we've had to use the camera to my left. Ing loses her stick in the process, but she's able to soccer style it to the line, held in by Gardner. She has Gosling breaking, finds her shot off the water bottle, and it's good. Gosling picks the top corner. It's 2-0.
Dom looked like she had it squared up and then just couldn't get in front of it as that one went top corner right over her shoulder.
Not a whole lot Dom could have done about that. A turnover at the blue line as the Blades were turning up ice. Not many were back, and a great pass. Cannot underscore that. Now the Blades find themselves in a 2-0 hole as Stepopoulos pokes it forward, and here come the Inferno again off the turnover. Back around, a defender sent on net and stopped by Dom, and she's just trying to cover it.
And not to sound like an overly optimistic person, however, last week against the Canadiens de Montreal, the Blades did come back from a 4-0 deficit to make it 4-3. They definitely are still alive in this one.
Look, in this business, we live in the but maybe world. Any local to Massachusetts will remember the Patriots are down 28-3. Sent out of the face-off is Crom, and Gosling will take it anyway. Gosling toward the front. Crom couldn't get a clean shot away. And back comes Kate Leary. Leary flying up the ice, looking for teammates on the side. Back pass for Greaves into the skates of Crom, and the Inferno come free with it with Gosling. Gosling, the most recent goal scorer, as banks off of the linesman in front. Shirley swoops around, back to center, finds her pass and parry. Now Brown with her. Back to the front, looking for Shirley again, but it's cut off by Leary before the Boston can clear out of the zone. Puck played by a high stick is the call, and we will have a face-off. Bit of confusion as it was between the referee who called the high stick and the linesman who were thinking it's going to go down for icing, but high stick is the call, and Turner will take the offensive zone face-off. Push back behind the net. Now for Warren. Warren along the boards will find a teammate in Megan Grenon, 10th round pick out of the University of Calgary. 29 points with the University of Calgary and a year as an assistant captain with the Dinos. Now for Woodworth. Woodworth for Warren. 2 Boston University products. Battling with Sperling. Sperling loses to Warren. Woodworth takes it from Warren, who will find it on the stick of Sperling, and it'll explode off of Wasilk, and the Inferno are able to hold in. Now Turner sends it around. Crom off the bench looks to cut it off, and she misses, but it'll hit off of Murray, and the Blades are able to get a partial change as Myers comes in fresh. Under 8 minutes to play, Turner holds it in looking for Myers, but Murray cuts it off. Myers loses an edge around the net, loses her stick as well in the process. As Hall took it away momentarily, a 2-on-1 developing. Running out of real estate, though, is Crom. Burns along the back wall. 2 Blades and 2 Inferno. They have to keep the puck moving, and they do. It squirts out for Brown. 4 Acres. On net, and this one will bank off the back of the cage. Swooping around again is 4 Acres, sends it in, and it's blocked before it reaches. Up top from Myers. Myers will gain the red line, move it over the blue line. Blades come in onside, banked off of a shin pad. Bryan didn't have to touch it. It's been smooth sailing for Bryan since the first period. She hasn't had to face a Blade shot in a while. Under 7 minutes to play, we're even at full strength 5-on-5. Thank you for joining us on CWHL Live and powered by Hilberg and Burke. Here's Sophie Shirley, one of the goal scorers for Calgary, as it's 2-0 to the Inferno. Pushed out by Kickham, and she's looking to have some space, but it's cut off by 4 Acres. .6:30 to play. Woodworth behind the play, calling for it. She's got a breakaway. Coming in, and a glove save from Dom. Sent out of the zone by Avison. The Blades get a chance to reset. Brown cuts off this attack from Woodworth. As sent back in by Avison. And it'll head deep. The Blades were able to get a few personnel changes. Now Leary cuts off the Inferno attack. There's a bit of a role reversal, with Calgary cutting off many a Boston attack thus far in this period. Aggressive forecheck for Boston. Unable to keep it away from Warren as it banks off of her skate and backward. The Calgary Inferno must reset. Cut off and taken away by Greaves. Greaves along the wall. Leary's to the front, and Bryan may have gotten a piece of that. Step up from Kikuchi works out, and Leary will take it. Leary for Bizarre. A penalty coming up against Calgary as it's sent on net. Bryan will hold, and it is going to be a body checking call. The Blades will go to their first power play of the night.
They're going to have to improve on what they did last weekend against Calgary, against Montreal, having 15 opportunities and only being able to capitalize twice.
5 minutes and 17 seconds to play in this second period. It'll be Jackie Perry heading off for Calgary. Perry, one of the Calgary defenders, so the Inferno will be a defender short as well. Power play just getting underway, and a face-off win for the Inferno swung around the boards hard and 200 feet down the ice. Dom will tee it up and misplays a pass, and here comes a shorthanded chance for Crom. A shot gloved down by Dom, and she stops play.
Gave up a lot of shorthanded chances last weekend as well. Definitely a struggle as the Blades just can't seem to keep the zone, and then when they go back to retrieve, they cough it up.
So a defensive zone face-off while still on the power play for Boston. This one is one back and for Christina Brown. For Jordan Hampton. Blades' attack is cut off at the red line, as Sophie Shirley will take it away for Calgary. Taking away precious seconds as Brown takes it out of the air. Dustauer as Calgary is offside, giving the Blades a chance to regroup. Ing over just onside. Sperling from Myers. In the center dot. 1 minute 15 on this power play for Boston. Ing. Along the boards, they fight for it. Taken away by Boston with a little bit of space for Sperling. A chance, couldn't tuck it home. Sent along the wall, and Brown couldn't cut it off. Turner has to go chase as Dom will tee it up behind her net. Under 50 seconds to play in this power play. The Blades will restart their attack on the left side. Sent up for Leary. Leary has Bizarre streaking in. Bizarre to the net front. Wide through the blue paint. Blades keep it. Now for Turner. Turner toward the net, and a wicked deflection off Gosling. That was heading straight for the net. Burns for Greaves. For Bizarre, a chance in front. She scores! Boston gets one back on the power play. It's 2-1.
With just 25 seconds left to go in the power play. That was a huge one coming off of the stick of Bizzari. She has been hungry, and as we talked about at the beginning of this period, she is a team leader in every possible way you could ask her to be one.
A big chance here as Boston gets their first home goal of the season. 3:42 on the clock in the second period. A power play strike halves the Calgary lead.
And just a never give up play. Keep digging, get right to the front of the net, and push it home.
If you want goals, go to the front of the net. If you want money, go to a bank. That's impressive, a nearly all Boston College goal. As Warren battles for it as it's 2-1 Boston Blades over the Calgary Inferno. Along the wall, Woodworth loses her balance, and a high shot from Gosling. The rising Biscuit is taken down by Dom and will stop with 3:11 to play. Blades will change up personnel as they roll out Myers, Ing, and Sperling. That's Caitlin Sperling, not her sister Megan. This faceoff is tied up in the faceoff circle as Shirley will take it away. Shirley sends toward the net, and it's stopped by Ing. Dom was out of position, but Ing was right there to clean it up. Ing now with it on the hash marks, steers it away from trouble. Finds Myers. She's got a little bit of open ice ahead. A slap shot is deflected wide. 2:45, thrown behind the net to the front, and Ing couldn't get a handle on it. Now from Myers. Tied up with a few bodies and it ends up underneath her. She'll send it forward and is able to go off for a change. Up ice comes Esposito, gets around a defender and shakes out Dom, and she makes the stop! Dom going to the lie-down defense, and it works out.
Second time in 2 weekends that one's worked out for Dom.
She had a couple of defenders around her as well to keep the puck off the line. Well done by Dom. Crawl against Bizzari on this face-off, and it ends up in a bit of a tangle as they'll skate away for Burns. Burns to Leary. A combination proved fruitful on the power play as we dipped under 2 minutes to go in this period as it hits off with a face mask of Gardner. Could hear that one up here as the Blades come in offside.
And as we pause for just a second here, don't forget to stay with us in the second intermission as Melissa Bizzari will be joining us down in the second period intermission report.
Burns at the back after the face-off win by Boston. Her clearance in doesn't go anywhere as this one's sent on net toward Bryan. Bryan will cover as two Blades converged on her. The Blades got this party started in the second period, finally getting on the board here at home. It is 2-1 after the power play goal from Kate Leary. Sent to the back, and it's Drew Burns. Battle along the wall. No decisive winner yet as Burns comes free with it now. For Leary, and here's a turnover. Woodworth up for Warren over the line onside. Warren all alone. Save made by Dom! Another sparkler.
There was not a bit of daylight to be seen. All you could see was black and gold, and Warner had no place to put that one as Dom looked about 10 times her size.
Another 10-bell save from Lauren Dom as the alarm is sounding on that blaze. Four Acres keeps it in momentarily as here's Turner for Goldberg. Goldberg keeps it away from trouble and she's able to send it around. Bryan tees it up for Gosling. Now Shirley. Shirley gets it ahead, and here comes Gavrilova. Gavrilova over the line onside. Back for 4 Acres. 4 Acres holds it in, back to Gavrilova. Keeps spinning away, and a turnover here as Gavrilova is able to cut off Brown before another breakaway chance the other way. Under 40 seconds to play in this second period. Gosling spins from pressure. Boston will execute a short change with Ng coming on the ice. Back for Dom, and she will instead stop play with 28:3 to go.
Why not? Don't want to let that one get away from you and accidentally put an opportunity on the board.
Better safe than sorry, especially down by 1.
For sure. Now coming out there to the face-off circle, though, is Michelle Ng, and I got to tell you, I cannot sing her praises enough. She is an all-around 5-tool player.
Sent toward the net and wide of Dom. Off the stick of Grinon. Along the wall, Myers. Sends it up. Grinon can't control it. This one will be sent all the way down. No icing as it's ruled. It hit off a Calgary player. Myers running out the end of this period, and that will do it for 40 minutes of play. 2-1 your score from Lawrence Larson Rink.
An encouraging second period for the Blades. Despite giving up the goals, the Blades were able to come through and put one up on their on their side of the score sheet, and that, of course, huge, as that one will lead them into a third period where they're only down by a goal.
And remember, 2 periods in the books here at Lawrence Larson Rink. When we come back, we will have Melissa Bizzari with our intermission interview. Don't go anywhere. You're watching CWHL Live, empowered by Hilberg and Burke.
Kimmy, you do know that there's only 4 seasons, right?
Then how do you explain the way kids wish away the summer because we can't wait to play in the fall? Or how teammates often become best mates? Or how families happily vacation in Winnipeg in January because that's where the tournament is? So you see, Miss Woods, there is a 5th season, and it's the best season in Canada.
So you're talking about hockey?
Oh, it's more than just talking, Miss Woods.
Scotiabank is proud to support over 5,000 teams in Canada's 5th season.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no-goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide, and Keenan cleared it, but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! To the Boston Bruins! Up the center, coming in as Lou. Gildendyke center net. They got scores! Manny McDonald! 5-10. Left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at Lemieux. Oh my heavens. What a goal. What a move. Lemieux. Oh baby.
Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for it, fell. Here's another shot. Right by the score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
And the crowd goes wild.
I'm back down here with Melissa Bizzari. Melissa coming up with a huge assist there in that second period. What's the message to the team in the locker room? Obviously, you wear the C on the chest for your reason.
You know, we're a team that works hard. We got to grind it out. You saw that our team started to put more pressure on them, get some turnovers, and that's how we get goals.
Now, you've been in the middle of everything going back to last weekend as well. How big is it for you to be here on the second year on this team, especially as a Boston college product?
I love the city of Boston. Winthrop has been a really kind home to us. They let us make our home in the locker room here in the rink, and the community has really embraced us, so we're also embracing them.
Well, you showed that before the game, celebrating with all the girls coming up, hoping to one day wear the jersey. What's it like for you to have that kind of community support in this area?
I got the same support growing up in my hometown, so I'm just hoping to provide the same experience for them. And honestly, they like to give us a hard time, so it's kind of fun for us too. They come to our clinics and really put on a show. So.
Now, obviously, again, we talked about you wearing the C on your chest. What does that responsibility mean to you coming in here, especially as only a second-year player?
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor. I work hard for the girls, and they work hard for the team, and I'm just trying to do the best for them and be a good example.
What's the goal coming out here this season, especially having this first game at home with a rather raucous crowd?
We're trying to make a statement. This is a building year for us, a lot of new players, a lot of returning players with a lot of heart, and we're trying to make a statement to the league that we're here to play.
Thanks so much, Melissa. We'll let you get back with your team.
Thank you.
Sending it back up to you guys upstairs.
I think how it benefits the league is that it continues our mission of creating opportunities for women internationally. And the CW also has a mandate to help grow the game in different ways. And so for us to be able to help the national team for 2022, the Beijing Olympics, is another opportunity for us to do exactly what we said many years ago when we said, we believe that women's hockey is only going to grow if you put key people in places and professional people in places where those skills can be enhanced by playing with the best. And so when you see some of these North American and European players playing on the new Chinese Kumla team, you are going to see those players get better. And we see it all the time. Like Japan just won the Worlds in their division. 4 or 5 of them play in our league, and they're phenomenal, and I think they took that back. So I think it not just changes our league, I think it changes leagues across the world.
Back here again with another member of Blades Nation, Jane Dom. Tell us what it means to be a Blades fan.
It means excitement. It means supporting women's hockey, which is amazing. It means lots of miles on your car, traveling all across Canada. But it's a lot of fun.
What's it like to be here tonight, seeing this Blades team take on, their first game here at this new arena?
Oh, this is really exciting. It's wonderful to see the support from the town. All the kids here are so excited, just pounding the glass and going for the team members. It's wonderful. I know the support in the crowd has been unbelievable, way more than we had last year. So it's great to have all of the fans here and participating.
You're seeing a lot of signage up around, which we weren't really sure what was going to be up on the boards this year, but we're seeing some signage. What's it like to have a community that's just embraced this team so thoroughly?
Oh, it's meant so much to the girls. I guess they're women. It's meant so much to the women and for the program to have the community involved in the adoption of the team, just to feel like you're a part of things and that you belong, that you're accepted as a professional team is really exciting.
With the goaltenders, it's obviously an interesting concept from watching on the ice. What's it like to watch that in the stands?
It's a little nerve-wracking, but I guess she's been doing this since she was 8, so I have a lot of years of practice of just standing. I can tell you I'm never cold in a rink when she's playing net, because the nerves just keep you warm all over.
Still flinching a little bit every time a shot comes her way?
There is that. There is mostly on the breakaways. You kind of hold your breath on the breakaways, but the others I sort of expect her to get.
Now, what's it like to be here, especially, watching your daughter play, having such success? I mean, even on a team that's struggled continuously, she's been able to really be big back there, especially on that last breakaway. What was that like?
Like I said, it's pretty nerve-wracking to see it, but her teammates help her out. If she can make the first save, they're clearing the puck. They're doing a great job supporting her, and just seeing them come together as a team. The defensive mindset helps a lot when you're a goalie or a goalie mom, to know that they're there and they have her back. So,
well, thanks so much for taking the time with us. Enjoy the rest of the game, Jane.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Have a good one. We'll send it back up to you.
Clarkson Cup champions.
Toronto goal scored by number 25, Tessa Bonhomme.
Final 5 seconds. Montreal, your reign is over. Blades of glory. Boston, you've won the Clarkson Cup.
Now Fortino across the blue line. She's got her head looking at the net. Oh, and she beats Labonte with that one. For Laura Fortino, that's her first goal in the CWHL.
For the first time in Calgary Inferno franchise history, they are Clarkson Cup champions.
When I was 7, I wore these gloves. They held this stick. Well, these skates carried me over the blue line. We won the championship, and now it's all yours. Cool. Oh, and this mouth guard. I'll get my own. Thanks.
The 5th season is when spirit for the game gets passed down. That's why we're proud to support over 5,000 teams.
From loose puck, who scores? And trying to go the other way, Davis in front for Jessica Campbell, who scores.
Welcome back to the third period. Live action here at Lawrence Larson Rink in Boston, Massachusetts. Max Walpoff alongside John Clement. It is 2-1 the score between Calgary and Boston. The referees are taking the ice. What do the Blades have to do to tie this game up?
They definitely have to get more time in the offensive zone. They were not able to get any pressure for long stretches of time. Almost 10 minutes in that second period seemed to go by without putting a shot on the Calgary netminder, Brian.
As we bring you updates from around the league as well, Kunlun Red Star and the Markham Thunder are playing to a 1-1 draw right now. That's the only other action so far on the CWHL.
Rattray scoring that goal in the second for Markham ties it up, and Kunlun's going to have to fight and claw their way to get to a victory.
one of the two Chinese teams new to the CWHL this season, as the teams are just about set to retake the ice here, as big sparkling saves from Lauren Dahm, keeping the Blades in this game. It's none bigger than a couple of breakaway chances.
Oh, the one breakaway chance, the last one she faced, it was unbelievable. There was not an inch of white showing behind her except for the line on her jersey. And I don't know if that's where they tried to put it, but it ended up right in Dahm's body, and she ended up getting the big save.
This will be a big third period for the Blades. They are coming to tonight's game 0-2. Calgary Inferno yet to play a game thus far in the season. This will be their opener for the season. What does Calgary need to do to keep the pressure and keep the win?
Calgary needs to do absolutely everything they did in the second period. They need to own the puck, they need to move it around the way they were, and they need to continue to get shots on goal. The way they did that, they managed to put two past Lauren Dahm, and that's the way they need to play in the third to get it sewn up.
We're just about set to resume and take you to ice level, where the Boston Blades will come back out of the tunnel, and the crowd is starting to file back in attendance tonight. It's a big one here at Boston, the home opener for the Blades to start the 2017-18 season. It is 2-1 Calgary, as we'll take you back to ice level, getting set to start the third period of play. Lauren Dahm making a lot of big saves for Boston in that second period. She'll have to keep up the pressure as Delane Bryant and the Calgary Inferno come out of their locker room as well. Huge chances here for both sides. Both sides looking to pick up their first win in league play, whereas Calgary, they want to continue their dominance in the last couple of seasons. Boston needs to get off the schneid.
The question for Boston is, how quick can they start? It's all about the first minute of play. If they can come out and put pressure down on Brian, they're going to have success.
Goals in that second period for Calgary by the rookie Sophie Shirley out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Her first goal in the CWHL, and Caitlin Gosling in her second year with the Inferno with the second goal, picking out the top corner on Dahm. Followed up by a power play goal from Kate Leary, assisted by our intermission guest, Melissa Bizzari.
As you heard from Melissa during that intermission, the girls are young, they know they're a rebuilding team, but they are here to make a statement, and they're going to try to do that off the opening faceoff.
We'll have to wait a little bit for that, as the referee resuming the rules of the faceoff before we get underway here in the third period of a 2-1 hockey game. This one is put for Louise Warren, and she banks it off the boards and will find a teammate in Gosling. Sent up for Curio. Curio cut off by Bizzari, riding Woodworth to the boards. The two former rivals at BC for Bizzari and BU for Woodworth, resuming tensions here. Leary for Hampton. Hampton now for Brown. And Brown looking for an open pass. She'll have to reverse field and find it the other way. Leary just missing the tape of Bizzari, but the ricochet off the boards finds the tape of Bryan. And Bizzari able to hold her own and allow her teammates to change behind the play. Calgary will dump in and do the same.
Despite 3 penalty calls in this game, there could have been a lot more. You saw it a lot more last weekend against Montreal. But the Blades have been able to stay out of the box and also not had as many chances on the power play.
Run through the zone by Myers. Now for Sperling, it comes to Burns and on to Hall. In for Ing toward the net, and Myers couldn't get Wood on it. Now 3-on-2 from Calgary if they hurry. Cut off by Hall, and the play is short-circuited. Myers backhands it out of the zone to the Viking logo at center ice of the Winthrop High School Hockey Vikings. Calgary pushing it up off of Esposito's stick for Crom, and it'll be sent behind Burns. Dahm will tee it up for Drew. Drew Burns, the back pass doesn't go, and a kick save by Dahm puts the puck out of play, and we'll have our first stoppage. It'll be Crom in for the face-off with Calgary as Turner leans in, the number 1 overall draft pick in the CWHL this past draft. Sent in, Turner will control once again. Played with the Union College Dutch women, and she'll push it up the side. This one banks off of Kickham, and back in front. Now for Gardner. Gardner finds a lane and is able to kick it off the kick pad of Dom. This one banks off a stick and will go all the way down to free clearance for Boston as they're able to get a change. Cut off, and Turner sends it up ahead to go back on offense. Here's Avison. Avison driving to the net and will wipe out. Cut off at the blue line by Hampton, sent off a teammate, kept in at the line barely. This one will be sent all the way on net as Bryan takes it to the corner.
Good positioning save there by Bryan. She almost misplayed that puck. And Boston would have definitely taken that one.
With how slow it was rolling, not hard to misjudge that one as Dom sees another slow roller to her as she kicks it to the side. Off the wall, and Gosling able to hold it in, gloves it to herself. We play on here in the third period. A cut off from Brown as she skates away from pressure and will move up the middle of the ice. Unopposed goes Brown through the zone, finds the blue line, and a shot from Wassilk goes wide. Pass up is cut off by Brown again. Christina Brown dangles around one, a nifty move to dump the puck in. As offsides is Megan Greaves, the faceoff will come outside. It is a 2-1 mountain to climb for Boston. What? I love to reference the music on the PA. The DJ has to get some love.
With Baby Groot dancing in the background.
Exactly. Boston Blades send this one back in off the stick of Leary. Murray with a shoulder shake, unable to fake Greaves. Greaves staples her to the boards. Shirley can't control cleanly. Now for Hall, on net and wide. Leary to the front, couldn't find Greaves. A step up from Burns keeps it in. Now for Leary to the blue line and held in momentarily. Boston has to retreat as it vacates the zone. Now for Greaves. Greaves through a couple of bodies. Now for Leary. Leary for Bizzari on the far wing. To the front, couldn't find Leary again. Calgary defense very leery of Kate Leary as they seem to crowd her when she crashes to the net. Sent on net and Dom making another stop as Curio came in, a Calgary native.
Greaves is the one they should be paying attention to. She has been everywhere but in the back of the net, and she is going to be due here any moment. She has been up and down and in front of the net, up on the blue line, and she is going to put one home if they give her an opportunity.
The 5'9" forward of Cary, North Carolina, definitely makes her presence felt. As a tall presence on the back line, she's able to hold pucks in with her glove. Not seeing that tonight, but she's still able to get a couple of hops in those skates. Now from Myers as she pokes it aside. Ing will chase it down as it's run off to the ditch by Perry. Perry and Myers in a stick battle. Perry will send it away. This one is held in by Ing. Boston will reset on offense as they get the turnover. Kikuchi a shot, and this one's blocked before it goes in. Fanning on a pass is Sperling. Taken away by Myers. Myers has a little bit of ice ahead of her. Dangles around one, a shot, save, rebound, another chance, and it's blocked away by Bryan. Out to the front, couldn't find Sperling. And now Woodworth will be defended by Sperling. Woodworth opts to dump it in. Sperling back for Kikuchi. Kikuchi will skate away from the pressure of Crom momentarily as Crom is able to push her in. Hemming in the Blades are the Inferno. They're able to start the fire. 4 Acres sends a shot on and it's blocked. Up the side comes Myers. It'll come for Turner. Down the side comes Kickham. Kickham with some ice, but it banks off of her stick and will have to go to the corner. Here's Crom. Now Goldberg coming in support. Finds Kickham as she's hauled down. Official had a good look at it. Will opt not to raise her arm. Apperson. Over the line come the Inferno as Turner cuts it off. Now back behind for Brown. 4-player engagement ensues along the Boston Blades bench area. It's 13:44 to play. Shirley comes free with it before it's poked away by Turner. On around as Goldberg will chase. First to it is Murray. Now for Brown as the Blades will look to reset. She runs straight into Shirley. Sent on for, and the shot and a save made before Taryn Baumgart could get it toward the net. Another block from Kickham and a hand pass in the defensive zone. Kickham will send it in after gaining the red line, and this will allow the Blades to change. All the scoring coming back in that second period is a hard collision ruled incidental. Brown and Burns going at it now on the ice, and coming away with it are the Blades. Here's Wassil going 1-on-2, unable to get support. Down below us, vantage point here is Avison. Skates it over the center, will send it on net, and Bryan opts to cover as the Blades were swooping in.
Well, as I said a few minutes earlier, the referees choosing to let a lot go tonight, not really wanting to stop the play and deaden the action.
As a referee, the job is almost to be invisible. Have your name announced at the beginning of the game, and then that's it. You prefer not to have that be the story of the game. This one's sent along before the Inferno can clear it out. Here's Greaves. Greaves to the center, couldn't find Leary with Warren in the path. Greaves cut off, and there's Woodworth.
Couldn't quite elevate that enough.
Now Warren. Warren has Woodworth. She'll shoot, and a shoulder save from Dom. She will elect to cover. .12:21 to play here in the third period. It's still 2-1 Calgary. A defensive zone face-off to the glove side of Lauren Dom coming your way. Face-off won by Calgary, over to Gosling. Blockered away by Dom. Now Greaves. Greaves with some support as they're able to get to the blue line and no farther. Gosling again, strong to the blue line. This one comes back for Brown. She's converged on and will get it for Greaves. Greaves has to move back for it, but is able to vacate the zone as Shirley is with it. Now comes for Fouracres. Calgary will push this back up on offense with Gosling, one of the two goal scorers for Calgary. To the middle, and this one's stopped. Dom opts to pounce on it, and that'll be the end of that play.
Lauren Dom just looking like I don't even know the word. Almost like you put a sumo wrestler in goal because you can't see any net at any point during this game.
She does fill the cage. You may have a 6x4, but put Lauren Dom in the gold and black.
She just finds the angle. She covers every single angle so well.
It's a lot harder to squeeze one by Lauren Dom. Here's Baumgart now. Baumgart pestered all the way back, and this will be taken away by the Blades. Here's Hall with it, spinning away from pressure from Apperson. Back to the line, Myers will hammer it home, but it hits off the linesman in front. Hazard of play. Apperson, back the other way come the Inferno. To the front of the net, and this one's sent behind. Ing blows some snow, and will come back the other way. Ing with plenty of room off the right side before Woodworth comes in. Bryan opts to stop the puck behind her crease. This one's taken away by Myers. Sent to the front, all she could find was Woodworth. They were teammates last year, not anymore. Back up for Dustaller, now for Turner. Turner has her bid blocked. Boston keeping an aggressive forecheck. As Calgary having a little trouble vacating the offensive zone for Boston. Sent off the glass, and they're able to get it over the blue line, but Sperling able to backhand it in, hoist it, and in to the back of the net.
Around the backside of the net.
Backside of the net. I knew I messed up on that, but I wasn't going to say anything, hoping no one caught it. Oh well. Dustaller tips it after gaining the red line. This is why there's a second person, to catch the mistakes, among other reasons. Sperling runs into two Inferno. Esposito will go back for it before Perry can get it. for Perry again. Now for Gavrilova. Gavrilova has played on the Russian national team almost every year of her life since she was 16. Found Perry, and this one is stopped by Dom. 9:30 to play here in this third period. This one's in the blue paint. Dom opts not to cover it, but Leary, the Kickham can't vacate. 9:25, this one's off the post and up into the ceiling here at Lawrence Larson Rink. Very low ceilings at this rink.
Oh, pretty high rebound too. That one popped right off as if it hit the crossbar.
Be sure to connect to the CWHL online. Follow at the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and join the discussion. Also be sure to follow the Boston Blades at Boston CWHL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Now Greaves. Greaves on the other side of the line for Leary. Leary toward the net, kicked out by Bryan, taking no chances with Bizzarri crashing on the other side. 9 minutes to play in this third period. Calgary still up by 1 as Dom able to take a deflection off of her body. Greaves off the glass and into the Calgary bench. We'll have a stoppage with 8:53 to play.
Again, Lauren Dom has just been so dominant in this game. She has come through time and time again. You have to get a dirty, greasy goal like that first one in order to get one by her.
This one's for Hall. This will find Leary as she finds a teammate in Bizzarri at the center of the ice. Her bid is blocked by Gosling. Greaves, Gosling, and now two Inferno converge and will take the puck away. That's Crom. Falling to the ice is Greaves, and down goes Leary as well. Is able to clear the zone, but this will be icing if Hall can get there, which she does.
The no-touch icing rule coming into effect there as Dom was inching out of her crease.
Well, as I learned a few years ago, if the goalie does leave the crease on a delayed icing, the icing is washed out. I did not realize that until it was enforced once. This one is sent back in for Ing off the face-off tie-up. She sends it around behind the net. It'll be controlled by the Inferno. Momentarily as here comes Myers on the turnover. Finding a breaking Ing, and this one's blocked. Bid for 4 acres. She turns away from the pressure of Myers. Back for Gosling. 4 acres again. And this will be sent up for Brown. Turning and burning is Shirley. And this one's back for Hall. Now it finds Kennedy Brown. Now before Hall can send it around. And another penalty coming up. This one looks to be against Calgary. Maybe? Not really sure who got the last touch on that one, as it is indeed a body-checking call. And someone for Calgary is heading to the box. We're going to have another power play for Boston.
The key to this one is going to be to keep the zone. You cannot give up those defensive chances. The offensive chances for the penalty-killing team. Boston has to come up big. They've got 2 minutes here and a 7:38 remaining in the game to put one away.
It is Laura Dustal, the 5'7" forward out of Edmonton, Alberta. She spent 6 years in the CWHL and 4 with the Inferno. This puck is dropped. It's another 5-on-4 advantage for the Boston Blades. Their lone goal tonight did come on the power play. Sent in front, Greaves with a chance at the net. Couldn't find the puck. Goaltender loses her stick in the process, and she's now playing with a stick of number 5, Kelly Murray. A hard shove behind the net by Murray, who is without a stick. Burns for Bizzarri in the face-off circle. Cutting low, Greaves a shot across the crease. Bizzarri cuts off the Inferno, holding it in. Leary goes behind the net, trying to avoid the lost goalie crease in the process. Now Greaves for Turner. At the blue line, she keeps it. Greaves again. Back for Turner in the center. Murray, no stick. She's able to soccer style it out to the blue line. Turner winds and fires. It's stopped. That looked more like a goalie save, and now she's covering the puck. A little bit of screaming and shouting from the fans for a call. They're not going to get one. Turner in front of Murray. Back for Bizzarri at the point. Now it finds Burns for Turner. She's got a lane to shoot. She opts for a pass to Bizzarri. It doesn't connect. Burns holds it in. Solid zone time for the Boston Blades. As the stick broken in the process for Boston. A few changes being made. Now they have to vacate the zone. Calgary getting a fire wagon change off the ice as here comes Leary turning back with it.
That broken stick laying there in the middle of the zone.
Leary still with it as it banks off the ice. And for Brown. Brown below. She'll find Ing. Ing stapled to the boards hard by Apperson, and she's able to clear the zone. Burns will have to go back for it. 13 seconds to go in this power play as the first 200-foot clearance by Calgary comes very late, but a solid effort, even with Bryan playing without her goalie stick for much of that kill. We're back at even at full strength as exiting the box is Dustaller. Brown losing this battle for Crom. Broken stick is still out there as Shirley comes free with it. She'll find a teammate in Gavrilova. Shot toward the net is blocked by Hampton, and it goes all the way to the boards. 5 minutes and some change left to go in this third period. Boston 1 for 2 on the power play after going scoreless in that second one here in the third period. Back it comes in the centering bid. Thrown in front and Dom diving out for it. She doesn't get it. Back in front and the shot gets blocked as Dom gets back in position. Now she doesn't have her stick either. Sent toward the net. She'll pounce on the rebound on the shot from Esposito.
Unbelievable. Dom has just been larger than life, and she is getting a raw deal tonight, being down 2-1.
Dom keeping the Blades in this at a 1-goal hockey game. As both goaltenders having to make a lot of saves without their sticks in the last couple of minutes. Face-off won back by Turner, and Sperling will turn it back for Goldberg. Goldberg loses this battle in the Inferno, turned back up ice, blocked it away by Dom. Back to an Inferno player, and it's sent aside. The shot came from Curio. Along the ice for Kickham. Aaron Kickham trying to kick it along. It'll head into the Calgary zone, but not before Fouracres can grab it. Now Gosling. For Turner. We'll find Kikuchi, and this will find the skates of Gardner. Inferno get back on side. Gardner will go it alone as the Inferno make a change.
Inferno starting to convert to a more dump and chase style mentality here, just happy to keep the puck down the other end of the ice.
And they're only up by 1. Wonder if that possession giveaway will start to burn them. Goldberg muscled off the puck. Gardner. Now for Sperling as she rides her to the wall. Calling for it and getting it, and throwing it on net is Murray, but a stop by Dom will halt play with 3:45 to go. Still a 1-goal game, but we're getting into that time of the game where we'll start to check if Dom gets the signal from head coach Casey Brugman to head to the bench for the extra skater. Bizzarri loses this face-off to Gavrilova. Alongside in the Inferno, sent it to the front and kick out by Dom on Esposito. Hall behind the net, she'll emerge with it for Leary. Leary gets it away from the Inferno, up for Bizzarri.
This is definitely the line you want out there right now when you're down a goal.
Line of Bizzarri, Greaves, Leary with Hall at the back as well as Burns. 5-player engagement along the wall. Someone's got to move it eventually. Now a second engagement.
Leary staying high in the slot.
This puck hasn't moved for a while, and finally it bounces up, but it'll resume right back along the boards, and now a penalty call. High stick
holding her throat.
High stick coming up, and it is indeed Sophie Shirley heading to the box. 2:55 to play, and the Blades have a chance with 2 minutes to the advantage. It's not the middle of the 8th inning, but it might as well be here in Boston. It is a big chance for Boston to go as they go 1 to the good here on this power play. As Brown losing control of it, and up come the Inferno shorthanded. Here's Warren, a shot, save made, rebound, save again by Dom as she was lying on the goal line.
On her back, and how she made that one, I have no idea.
The feats of strength on display from Lauren Dom as Bizzari will carry it over the line. The Blades enter the zone onside, but now they've given up a breakaway. Here's Woodworth. Woodworth in all alone on Dom, and she misses. Dom with another sparkler. Woodworth moving back to neutral. She'll head it back for her teammates, looking to just kill off the remainder of this penalty. 1:13 to play in the penalty, 2 minutes to go in this third period. The Blades down 2-1 to the Inferno. Dom looking at the clock, looking for a signal as the Blades gain the zone with under 2 minutes to play. Greaves to the front of the net. Now for 4 Acres. Up come the Inferno once again as we're under a minute to go in the penalty to Shirley. Sent on net by Dom, and she will cover.
You have to assume Dom's waiting for some solid possession in the offensive zone, and the Blades have just not been able to deliver that for the chance to get her out of there.
The big chance for Boston to go tie this game on the power play, so far going awry with the efforts of the Calgary penalty kill. Face-off won by Boston as they'll try to control possession heading out of their end. Turner is rubbed off the puck, and here comes Warren. Warren to the center. Warren will opt to pass it backward.
They'll play 4 corners.
Now for Baumgart. 4 corners is not just a schoolyard game, it's also a very key strategy in killing penalties. 20 seconds to go in the woman advantage. Turner up for Myers. Myers for Burns as they're dipping under 10 seconds into the penalty. Dom is out to the hash mark. She's waiting for a signal. Shot and a save on the shot by Ing. 61 seconds to go and 6 seconds on the penalty clock as Dom is going to skate to the bench. But first, a timeout.
Boston's got to discuss this here, figure out what to do if you win the faceoff, what to do if you lose the faceoff. This is going to be key right here with 1 minute and 1 second left to go.
This is a big chance for Casey Brugman to handle this. This is a big chance here. Down by 1, 60 seconds to go. A lot riding on this game. This is the home opener, a packed house here at the Lawrence Larson rink. It's a huge chance to escape with at least going into overtime.
What can you do here if you're the head coach of the Boston Blades? What's your play? What's the strategy?
Right now, draw up a play, and depending on who's on the ice, try to kick it back to a goal scorer. This is a tough spot, but with 6 attackers out there potentially as Dom has vacated her crease, this is a huge chance. Boston has a spot to go at least tie this game, and with the momentum that they could carry into overtime, potentially more.
Putting first-round pick Turner out there. Bizzari on the faceoff. She's been hot inside the circle.
And she'll lose this one as the Inferno now get their player back, and this one's sent on down. Penalty is expired. No icing as this one was cleared while the penalty was still in force. 50 seconds to go. It's 6-on-5 for Boston. Burns. Boston needs 1 goal to tie. Sent around by Grenon. As Calgary takes the clearance, and they will move it to center. Gavrilova, 3-on-1, and it's sent to the empty net as Shirley gets her second of the night.
That was a tap home, and they did not miss.
It was a 3-on-1 with an empty net. Not a whole lot could be done about that.
Really think about it, the big goal here is that opening goal that came off that weird deflection in front. Nothing for the Blades to hang their head about.
Sophie Shirley with 2 goals tonight. The difference so far, 20 seconds to go, left to play in this third period. Now the Blades down 3-1 as Calgary content to keep this one along the boards and play to a 3-1 win. Four-Acres will wind up and fake. Will be sent out of the zone. This one will end 3-1 from Boston. Not a whole lot to hang your head about if you're Boston. You battled hard, but a wacky goal in the second was enough for Calgary.
That first goal just kills you if you're a Boston Blades fan. They have consistently played well, and they played well again for the third time this season here in front of their home crowd. Unfortunately, those wacky bounces come back to bite you.
And those bounces coming into huge effect with that first goal, banking off some shin pads and finally finding the touch of the rookie Sophie Shirley. Shirley, easily a star of the night.
Oh, clearly, 2 goals. However, turning my attention to the stars of the night, they were both at the opposite ends of the ice. The 2 goaltenders, they were phenomenal. Putting a stopper in this one, not letting it get to some wild score. This was a 2-1 game late into the third period before the empty netter.
As the teams go through their handshake line, they will do battle again tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. from here at Lawrence Larson Rink. Max Walpoff alongside John Clement will be back for that one. But as for that, that's the game. Calgary takes this one by a score of 3-1 as we see Boston standing in the ice to salute the crowd and taking in the home opener for tonight's contest. Your final score from Lawrence Larson Rink is 3-1 in favor of the Calgary Inferno. Thank you for watching this presentation of CWHL Live presented by Hilberg and Burke.
And we'll be right back with the interview taking place with one of the stars of the game down by the locker rooms.
From loose puck, who scores? And trying to go the other way, Davis in front for Jessica Campbell, who scores.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no-goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide and Keenan cleared it, but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! The Boston Bruins!
Up the center, coming in as Lou. Gildendyke centered it. And that scores! Manny McDonald. 5-10 left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming out. Look at Lemieux. Oh my heavens. What a goal. What a move. Lemieux. Oh baby.
Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for it and fell. Here's another shot. Right by the score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
And the crowd goes wild.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
When I was 7, I wore these gloves. They held this stick. Well, these skates carried me over the blue line. We won the championship, and now it's all yours. Cool. Oh, and this mouth guard. I'll get my own. Thanks.
The 5th season is when spirit for the game gets passed down. That's why we're proud to support over 5,000 teams.
I think how it benefits the league is that it continues our mission of creating opportunities for women internationally. And you know, the CW also has a mandate to help grow the game in different ways. And so for us to be able to help the national team for 2022, the Beijing Olympics, is another opportunity for us to do exactly what we said many years ago when we said, you know, we believe that women's hockey is only going to grow if you put key people in places and professional people in places where those skills can be enhanced by playing with the best. And so when you see some of these North American and European players playing on the new Chinese Kumla team, you are going to see those players get better. And we see it all the time. Like Japan just won the Worlds in their division. 4 or 5 of them play in our league, and they're phenomenal, and I think they took that back. So I think it not just changes our league, I think it changes leagues across the world.
I'm here with Lauren Dom. Lauren, you had a dominating performance tonight. It was wonderful to watch. You had that one loose, weird goal that went in the second period. How did you feel tonight?
I felt pretty good. Just wanted to make the saves to give us a chance to win, keep us in the game, and hopefully we could pop in a couple goals here and there. Close down to the end, so I'm happy with how it went.
You must feel good. You know, you had the struggles last year with being such a difficult year to play, and then this year you're coming out, you're looking so much stronger. Everybody's really stepping up. What's going to be the key to success moving forward?
Yeah, I think we're an extremely deep team this year. Top to bottom, everybody could be on the ice like in any line, so that's definitely encouraging. And I think just coming together and playing as a team, getting that synergy, I think we will definitely make huge strides this year.
The pressure's definitely landed on your shoulders. You've started all 3 games thus far. Are you ready to go 1 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. You're going to take these guys back on tomorrow. What can the fans expect playing the second game here at home?
I think another good game. We had a great crowd tonight, so really glad of everybody that came out. I think tomorrow both teams will make adjustments, and it'll be another good battle. So,
as I said, you were absolutely dominating tonight. You couldn't see a piece of white past you aside from what's on your jersey. What's your secret to getting into the angles and just really giving them a hard time at getting a wide open shot?
Just a lot of practice. I think the more you take away the angle, the less they have to shoot at. And then it makes it tougher on the shooter, so they can't pick their spots as much. So I think just making that first save and more if I have to, but hopefully my D comes back and clears it out. So that's it.
And that's what you got to tell the young girls who want to be goaltenders.
Yep.
All right, thanks so much, Lauren. You have a good night, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for joining us tonight on CWHL Live, empowered by Hilberg & Berk. For all the men and women in our technical crew, I'm Max Walpuff. Thank you for watching this presentation of CWHL Live. Have a great night.
From loose puck, who scores? Trying to go the other way, Davis in front for Jessica Campbell, who scores.